Reading the Bible is not something that we do in isolation. That is, that when we read the Bible, we bring everything about us to the text. We bring the many experiences we've had in life. We bring our previous experiences reading the Bible. We bring our gender. We bring our ethnicity. We bring everything about us to bear when we read the texts of the Bible. There's a really good example of this, I think, in Matthew 20. There, Matthew tells a story of a parable of laborers. A landowner goes out to a market to look for people to work his land. He goes at 9 and hires some people. He goes at 11 a.m. and hires some more people. And he comes back at 1 and at 3, hiring people every time. At the end of the day, it's time for people to get their wages for these workers. They've worked a long day and they're ready to get paid. The landowner starts with the people who started working at 3 o'clock and gives them a full day's wage. And of course, the people who started working at 9 a.m. are thinking to themselves, this is going to be a great day. I'm going to be paid so much more than the person who only worked for 2 hours. But as he goes down the road, the landowner gives everyone the same amount of money, a day's wage. When most middle-class Americans hear that story, what they hear is a story of God being above justice. That although what the landowner does is unfair, God sometimes does things that look unfair to us, because that's just the way that God's justice works. But there's a Hispanic scholar named Justo Gonzalez who makes the point that when this parable is heard in Hispanic churches made up of immigrants, churches of people who will go to the parking lot of Home Depot and wait all day to find some work, that when they hear this parable, what they hear is a parable not of unfairness, but ultimate fairness. That the people who started working at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock needed a day's wage. They needed the money to feed their families the next day. This is a parable then of God's ultimate justice, not God's justice being above the way we think about justice. The parable then is about the things that we need and the fact that God always provides for them. So that is all to say that our experiences matter. That the Mexican immigrant who maybe lives down the road from us reads that parable very differently than we do. What's valuable then is for us to have these different relationships with people, so that when we come to the text of Scripture, we're reading with our eyes, but also with the eyes of our neighbors.